Hey guys, I'm Prodigy from AirSoft-10Kilo23, and today I'll be going over the Airsoft GI Planter Enterprise parts, or the PE parts. Now, subsequently I did buy all of them, so I'll be going over all of them. But before I get to the review of these parts inside my gun, I want to go over a few things. I've been getting a lot of messages from 5 and 10-year-olds asking which is better, the VSR-10 or the SOCOM Gear M700, and obviously the same thing to the G22 and the L96. Quit asking these questions. Better is an extremely relative term, and there is no such thing as one gun being better to the other. It's like, it just doesn't happen. Some guns are fitted for some people. It just works that way. So if I get any more questions saying which gun is better, I'm not going to message you back, or I'm going to send you a message saying rephrase the question, or else I'm not going to answer it. So, also, quit giving me crap mail. Seriously, if I get any other crap comments or anything, I'm just going to block your user, and that's going to be the end of it. Now, you probably just saw this silencer and you're wondering, where the crap did he get that? Now, I've had a lot of friends asking me around Everett, how do I get this, where do I get it? And actually, you don't buy this, you make it. I will be showing you guys in a different video how to make this, so don't message me on it, seriously. It's actually a fairly complex silencer, but it's really easy to make. It won't take you more than probably 5 or 10 minutes to finish off. If and when you get these parts, they will come in these little packages here. I believe this one actually had one of these sears, the trigger sear in it. So it's not as big as the one that might have the piston in it. Obviously it says Planter Enterprise. You can look them up on the internet at planterenterprise.com. They do a lot of sale work, and they're located in Taiwan. Now the first of these parts I'm going to go over are the piston sear and the trigger sear. The piston sear is this little thing I'm pushing down right here. Oh, and that thing fell out, so whatever. It's lasted a long time. It has very little wear on it. I ended up having to sand the edges down a little bit because the it actually would not fit in the assembly here. Just below that, this whole dark rod here is the trigger sear. This is a really nice piece, and like one of the videos that Tim from Airsoft GI made, you do have to cut part of this down a little bit, which I did, and it ends up working really well. You can cut it down with probably just like a $4 hacksaw from Lowe's. It's really easy. I've been running this piston sear and trigger sear on an M170 spring, the 170 spring that comes from Airsoft GI, the PE parts. And it's holding up really well. It shows no signs of wear whatsoever. Now I'm going to go ahead and take apart my cylinder assembly, bolt assembly, whatever you want to call it, and show you the other 3 parts. Now I think the worst thing here is having to install the 170 spring. It actually is an absolute pain if you did what I did to the piston head, which is I put a couple dampers on here. One from a standard cylinder head and one from a bore-up cylinder head, so it's kind of got the indent there, which I really like. It gives it kind of a unique sound. Moving on to these parts, this is the Airsoft GI reinforced piston. As you can see, it's got a load of grease on it. Now what I did is, under this O-ring, I took some Lego rubber bands, believe it or not, and looped them around the inside of this thing so it would push outward on the O-ring. So trust me, if you do that, you will get such a way better FPS. It's probably up the FPS by at least 20, 30, maybe 40 if you're lucky. This part shows no signs of wear. I put several hundred rounds through it on the M170 spring, which is this spring right here. It's a really stiff spring. It's got all kinds of grease on it. It ends up being easier to caulk if you put a lot of grease on it. And it's just a really stiff spring. I love it. And the bearing spring guide. Now this guy is loaded with grease also, just, whoop-de-doo. It's got the bearing there. It's a really nice piece of work. It's just like PDI or Lilacs, all these parts are, except the piston does not have an air brake, which, deal with it. That's what the suppressor's for, and it actually works. This thing really helps. It increases the power just a little bit because you got the bearings here. Overall, these upgrades are just excellent. Really excellent upgrades. They're worth every cent you pay for them. Also, this grease, if you're wondering what it is, you can go to any hardware store and get it. General purpose lithium grease. It looks like living crap, but it seems to work really well on airsoft guns. I use it in all my guns for cylinders and gears, and it really works well. I'm Prodigy from AirSoft Team Kilo 23, guys. Thanks for watching.